All right, guys, it's Week 15 now. The Steelers head to Carolina to face the Panthers, a team that is actually coming off a road win, which is their first road win in 9 road games, leading all the way back to last year. And now they come home as they are second in their division, the NFC South, which is undoubtedly the worst division in football right now.
And we've beaten 3 teams in the division, might I add.
We have. We've beaten every single team in that division. Can we make it 4? Can we sweep the entire NFC South?
Can we get some sort of sweep going this year?
I suppose.
Considering, it's been a very down year for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It has. I will say this, though. It's crazy to think that the Panthers right now could be first place in their division if the Saints did not choke that Monday Night Football game versus the Bucs. They actually have a better divisional record than any other team in their division. They could be first place right now if it wasn't for the Saints choking a couple weeks back on Monday night versus the Bucs. They actually have some momentum heading into this game because of that, because of how close they are to winning the division with the playoffs looming around, and they run a road game. And they're at home.
And based off the circumstances and the situations that they've been in for quite some time, the Carolina Panthers for years have been a clusterfuck.
They have, man. We all know the downfall they've had since the Cam Newton days, since Super Bowl 50 and all that. They're still trying to rebuild. They've been in a rebuild for years. Their quarterback situation is absolutely atrocious. They traded for Sam Darnold. That didn't work out. He's starting this Sunday. They traded for Baker Mayfield. He's gone. He just beat the Raiders on what was it, Monday night last
it's
week.
laughable considering he had 2 days of practice and know the playbook.
But Mayfield's gone, and he was the starter for the majority of the season. P.J. Walker's, he's been the starter here and there. I mean, their quarterback carousel is bad. It is an absolute terrible revolving door of quarterbacks, especially the last couple years. And the moves that the Panthers have made to try to fix that position has been absolutely atrocious.
And some of that is to blame for their former head coach, Matt Rule, who was fired earlier during the season. Now, I believe it's Steve Wilkes who's been filling in, and he's actually been, he's done a lot better. Anybody could do a lot better than Matt Rule can.
That experiment was terrible.
But Steve Wilkes, he's done a very solid job since stepping in as interim head coach for the Panthers.
I believe the Panthers were 1-4 when Rule was fired. And ever since Wilkes has stepped in, he's 4-4 now, which is a lot better than what, obviously, Rule was doing. So he's on a roll. And like I said, the Panthers, with everything facing them right now, they have a lot of momentum, something that the Steelers do not. And that alone worries me in this game because, honestly, I ain't going to lie. A couple of days ago, I'm looking at this game. I'm looking at the Steelers versus Panthers. I'm thinking to myself, this might be the last win that we actually get all season. But right now, as I stand, I'm not that confident in this game.
No.
And the main reason for that is because of the Panthers' rushing game. They traded Christian McCaffrey away. They did.
And they got a nice haul from it, too. They're looking like, the Niners have done very solid for getting McCaffrey and what McCaffrey's done. But the Panthers, they haven't missed Christian McCaffrey one bit.
They've actually been better off, especially in the run game. Dante Foreman's leading the way, almost 700 yards under his belt, and he was a third stringer to start the season, I believe. The second or third stringer.
Yeah.
He's been on a roll. Chuba Hubbard's a good rotational guy. The run game last week had 200-plus yards, the Panthers.
Yeah.
Versus Seattle. The Steelers' defense allowed over 200 versus the Ravens.
Yeah.
So use that how you will.
Yeah.
Think of that how you will. The Panthers are coming off a very good game last week, a good, pretty much motivational win, a good win to build on. And again, they return home. They got a lot going right now. We do not. And I don't trust this rushing defense at all. I do not until we see change. And no, picking up whoever his name is from the Jets practice squad is not change. It's not.
Well, Jonathan Marshall, I think that's his name.
Yeah. It's not change. It's very similar to when we picked up Monty Adams from the Saints last year. But here's the thing. That's not going to change anything from this rushing game. It's just a body to fill in.
Yeah.
We got a couple more weeks for the regular season, and we got to get through the Panthers first. And I thought this was going to be not an easy win because there's no such thing as that when it comes to this Pittsburgh Steelers team. But I thought it was going to be a win. And don't get me wrong, we could still win this game for sure. But I'm not feeling that great about it, especially with the the current situation with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, there's a real possibility he may not play in this game. He's still in concussion protocol.
And if that's the case, I don't know who starts a quarterback. It could be Mitch.
Or could be Mason Rudolph.
And honestly, man, I don't know if Kenny plays or not. I'm going with the assumption he is. But at the same time, it's his second concussion this year. They're going to be very precautious, and they're going to really look into, his status.
And is there, honestly, if you look at, the season at this point, is there really a point to rush Kenny Pickett and risk further injury to this young man's career?
There's only one thing I can think of. The fact that if we lose this game, it will be Tomlin's first losing season officially. And it would come at the hands of the Carolina freaking Panthers.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. But that's no reason to rush Kenny Pickett.
Your rookie quarterback. Your quarterback for the future, per se.
And his second concussion this year, man. Be very precautious with him. There's no point. There's nothing, we have nothing to lose for the rest of the season. So, honestly, if he can't go, I'm starting Mason. Because we've seen enough from Mitch at this point.
Yeah, after Mitch's performance last week, I am not having him start whatsoever.
And I'll be real with you, I'm not bringing him back next year. That cost he's going to have, it's not worth it.
No, honestly, I give that to Mason. Because Mason's going to be a free agent next year.
And what you're paying Mason now to sit on the bench and be in every game inactive, give him the chance these last couple weeks if Kenny can't go. If he can go, clearly he's going to be the starter, and I feel a little better about us possibly walking away with a win on the road. But at the same time, man, I don't trust this rushing defense. I don't trust the defense in general, man. The Panthers' rushing game is just too hot right now. It has been for the last couple weeks. But
that's going to have to be key for the defense is stopping the run. But if we can't do that.
We can't.
No.
We cannot stop the run. We have no bodies to fill in. The only thing I can think of is let's get more Loudermilk in there. Let's get more, I don't know. Who else do we have on that line? Leal, maybe.
Yeah. I know Chris Wormley, he's out for the year. I believe he suffered a torn ACL against the Ravens.
I think he's going to need surgery on his knee.
So that's why we got Jonathan Marshall. But again, he's just a fill-in guy.
So the rushing defense is absolutely bad, man. It's one of the things we most definitely need to focus on this draft, or this upcoming offseason. Most importantly, it has to be the trenches. Good Lord, does it have to be the trenches on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Because this offensive line still sucks. It's the reason why Kenny's in the position he is right now. Thank you, left side of the offensive line. So, God almighty, I don't trust the trenches in this game. Even the Panthers' front seven's pretty decent, honestly. It's still led by Shaq Thompson, who's been the leader for that guy since Luke Kuechly retired.
Literally. Even then, they got some fierce pass rushers like Brian Burns. He leads the way. He's a phenomenal athlete.
Mm-hmm.
They got Matt Ioannidis. They have Derek Brown, guys like that.
Yeah. So on paper, they have some studs on that defensive line.
So the offensive lines, no matter who's going to be the quarterback, they're surely going to have to block. And even hold up some or open up some holes for Najee Harris.
And one thing I'm looking forward to in this game, I don't know if Horn is going to go against Pickens, but that would be the matchup I'm looking most forward to. Horn might be lined up against Johnson since he's technically the number one, but I would love to see George Pickens versus J.C. Horn. I think Horn is a solid corner. I think he's a guy on the rise. I'd love to see that matchup.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, coming into this game, I'm not feeling confident. A week ago, I was. Now I'm not. Last week was incredibly draining, and it was defeating, honestly. And it really continued to expose our errors, but even more so, especially in it was a 2-point loss, which, honestly, the Steelers are lucky they lost by 2 points, seeing what happened on offense.
Yeah.
And on defense, of course, but heading into this one, it's just the Panthers have too much momentum on their side in terms of division and where they stand. So we do not. And, again, if we lose this game, this is Mike Tomlin's first losing season officially. I would not be surprised if this is the game that breaks it. I obviously hope not. I still hope for a dub at the end of the day. It's definitely not going to be pretty if we do win because no game is pretty.
No. How they did last week, and even in the 2-game win streak on the road, still wasn't satisfying.
It's just, the game plan is so simple for offenses now, man. It has been the past couple years, especially down the stretch for the season. For how many years now? You just run the ball on us. We can't stop it. Even though they got Sam Darnold starting, they only have maybe one target in DJ Moore. That's it. That's not going to stop him from running the football and doing it successfully.
Yeah.
Unless these guys can step the hell up. But I'm not feeling great about it, man. So we got to win in the run game, and we got to defeat their run game. But honestly, how many times have we said that all year? And how many times have we actually done it? And this one, that's going to be one we're definitely going to have to do it, especially if Tomlin doesn't want that losing season. But I don't know, man. We'll see. That's this Sunday, man. It should be an interesting matchup. Could this be Mike Tomlin's first losing season? Let us know your guys' thoughts down below. Is this the game that does it? Otherwise, Steelers, Panthers. Not confident, but I'm still excited for Steelers football. We'll see what happens. We'll see the stats update on Kenny Pickett, and maybe we walk out with a dub, man.
And maybe we sweep the entire NFC South, considering they are the worst division in the NFL right now.
Right, but think about that. Where would that put us at this season, too?
Not in a good place.
No, we're not, but it's something on this rough dinner plate we have all season. So let us know your guys' thoughts. Here we go, Steelers. Let's get this dub. Beat the Panthers, man.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace!